In front of the Gohon zone with respect and veneration. We pray for the progress and expansion of the group of faithful established in Nepal. We pray for health and devotion to the practice of faith and focus, elimination of the negative karma and the prosperity of all participants in today's studies. We pray for the fastest eradication of the coronavirus to all those who are remained affected. We pray for the progress of the mystic relationship with the Buddha and the meeting with the true secret Dharma, the elimination of the negative karma, full health, and the protection of all mortal Buddhism that ever realizes to go in accordance with the Buddhist teaching. We pray for the recovery of all the sick, for the fulfillment of all the prayers of all participants in today's session. Now we are holding the morning study session in front of the Gohon zone at HBS Nepal, Kathmandu. We We pray for health and devotion, the practice of faith and focus, elimination of the negative karma, and the prosperity of all participants in today's studies. And especially in front of the home zone in Korea. We would like to pray for fast and easy health recovery of Sunita Kapalia Kanodo Kyo. Lord. Jiban Super would like to pray for a fruitful and successful hope in Japan. Kanodo Kyo. Lord. And especially would like to pray for successful in the business for Mohan Kumar Limbandu Tarlimbu Kanodo Kyo. Lord. Germany, the heart would like to pray to be in discipline and in focus. Kanodo Kyo. Lord. We would like to pray for the fulfillment of the confidential wish. Kanodo Kyo. Lord. With respect and veneration of our prayers to all the late masters and the monks, faithful and your relatives of the Homo Mutulis, with respect and veneration of our prayers to all souls who have died in disasters, epidemics, and the armed conflicts around the world, especially to all those deceased in the Nepal earthquake, and all those deceased by the new coronavirus, Myoho Kyoriki Chizamboda. We offer prayers to all souls, inspiring the posthumous purple double of the Yoshini Temple, HBS Nepal Center, and to deceased ancestors of all participants in today's study session, and all the deceased today, and especially for Obarakira, Myoho Kyoriki Chizamboda. For all the participants and people doing Gohoku today, we pray one by one for the elimination of the bad karmas and the great progress in the In front of the home zone with respect and veneration. We pray for the progress and expansion of the group of faithful established in Nepal. We pray for health and devotion to the practice of faith and Gohokos, elimination of the negative karma and the prosperity of all participants in today's studies. We pray for the fast eradication of the coronavirus to all those who are infirm and affected. We pray for the progress of the mystic relationship with the Buddha, and the meeting with the true secret Dharma, the elimination of the negative karma, full health, and protection of all primordial Buddhism, that everyone realizes to Gohoko in accordance with the Buddhist We pray for the recovery of all the sick, and for the fulfillment of all the prayers of all participants in today's session come all with the respect and veneration for prayers to all the late masters and the monks, faithful in the relatives of the home, with the respect and veneration for prayers to all souls who have died in disasters, epidemics, and the armed conflicts around the world, especially to all to the deceased in the Nepal earthquake, and all to the deceased by the new coronavirus, we offer prayers to all. We offer prayers to all souls inscribed in the posthumous purple book of the Myoshi Temple, HBS Nepal Center, and the deceased ancestors of all participants in today's session, and the all to deceased today, and especially for Obarakira, Myoho Kyoriki, Trizambo, for all the participants and people doing Gohoku today. We pray one by one for the elimination of the bad karmas and the great progress in the faith. Glazı Kosey Şangı Jocu Tuşan Yogo Koçu İsaymış Olge Şoyo On Teki Kayısı Saymış Yogo Koçu Cita Annondo Kijoca Omo Happondo Enjo Yoşurey Honnin Yeşuno Namı Luz. Thank everyone for joining this session here in Kathmandu Center. Thank the people such as online in this session. April 29, last 2 days of this month. 1 day or 2 days, no? Last 1 day. Today in both actually, no? So everyone, please, as we message in the WhatsApp group, no? Let's try to put more effort in this last days, no? And the people who couldn't participate, the people who didn't visit the temple, chant in the temple, the people who didn't do the wishes card, the monthly donation, the Bodhisattva promise. Many ways we try to push the people to progress in the faith. Always make your faith and yourself more strong by chanting than on glory. This is the only reasons we're making this, no? We don't force nobody to do, but we recommend it, to everyone to do this, no? This morning, Suba Jibandai did the first speech in Japan.
It was training here, no in Japanese, no Japanese, Nepal. He did speech in Nepal. Goodbye. No. We told training, is the minimum what we can offer for the peoples there. He can't speak this 1 month, of course. Bueno. But at least no past minute, Past minute speech is what we can at least offer for the people there, And same as when the master come here, try to speak a little bit Nepali, I'm panitore Nepali bonsu. Sapes ana try no? Time it's all, Dere time it's a sapezana, ekidin. How everyone are using every day. He had him more than past mine, 5 months to training past minute, Ani sapezania command. How much we are chanting for the last final exam with the Gozen. Pukcha? And we go there in front of Gozen, do somehow, no, me help you go, I'm tapai ko satyo. I'm there go hoko banai sakyo. Yes, go. It's the preparation, As we teach here, Jumbi in Japanese. No, Jumbi is preparation. No, before you plant the seed, if the ground is not good, the soil is not good, so comes from the preparation, Jumbi. And the Buddhism is this, Jumbi, preparation for what? But search for enlightenment and go, But it's just first today. I think he's enjoying the Japanese meal, Japanese food, Japanese air. Everything is different, But especially he's feeling the chant. He reached yesterday, Today morning they were chanting 5 hours in the Myoshiji temple, Good, bamboo massage, But he didn't chant it here, He will chant it there, I'm putty. With the goals and don't have a putty, In front of the goals and always our preparation, One time a mistake, sometimes we have the chance to make it twice, But sometimes don't have the second chance to make a mistake, If you do one mistake, do twice, sometimes go, Sometimes you got some accident, sometimes you lost something, sometimes you become sick. One time mistake, learn that. And you can see Jiban is still learning with this process, let's keep him messaging him, supporting him, and be in touch with him, Basically is this. There's new video on YouTube, people please watch, follow, like, share, and enjoy together, And haja utão first day school, Tá, dessa vez não. Class 7, Number 2. Football. Don't go deal Tito Johnny. Try to help another kids, help a teacher, help essa pessoa, help you, Basically is this. Haja dele animado. Arigatou gozaimasu. Last episode on Carol, I know everyone was waiting,
Doesn't.
Run.